right now Seoul is watching intently, hoping, as many are expecting, that Bomber will actually take out Tassadar and bring us into the ace match. But crazier things have happened before. Seed was able to take out Life, and now we're at a 3-2 with FXOpen in the lead.
Yeah, we're at a 3-2, and I mean, FXOpen already has achieved a bit of a miracle here since we just saw Life go down against Seed. So here's the man of the hour, the man who made it possible and at least brought FXOpen into an ace match if Tassadar not suddenly is able to get a victory here. The last time that Tassadar has won a match offline was actually in February. That was the last time. Back against MC in the pre-season of Heart of the GSTL.
Oh, I remember that game actually. Mothership Course flying around and stuff.
When we had the Heart of the Swarm beta, that was the last time that Tassadar won a series.
I remember that game actually very vividly.
Tassadar in total against all races offline has a win ratio of 17%. If you consider that, his matchup against Terran is actually one of his best, because there he has a 20% win ratio, which is also like not really good, but Tassadar is one of those players who's always around.
In Wings of Liberty he was much more solid.
A super nice guy, but just not successful. So Bomber here in a position where I do not know what he could do to lose it, but like we saw crazy things today already.
Bomber's keyword in this game is bunker. Against Tassadar, if you make any high quantity of bunkers, you might just take the win from building those structures alone.
Trey looks like he's praying.
Well,
he might as well.
Because right now, actually, if we go to the ace match, there's a lot of tough choices to be made, because we will either see Life or Bomber probably as the ace player for StarTale. I'm not sure which. I feel like Life, but also possibly like Curious, but I think Life would be the better choice. And who do you send out? Who beat Life before? Seed did it, but is there somebody better to beat Life than Seed? You know, do you want to Leenock, ZVZ it? A lot of difficult choices Choya's going to have to make here, assuming that Tassadar loses.
Yeah, well, as I said, like, Tassadar played a lot of games. He played like 12 matches in Heart of the Swarm. He won only one, and that was in the preseason. That was not even in Heart of the Swarm. That was in the beta of Heart of the Swarm. So if he would win against Bomber of all people, that would be kind of incredible. Could happen though. But I'm actually very surprised that we see Tassadar in the lineup at all.
Instead of Lucky or Gumio.
Exactly. I'm surprised by that, but Choya must have a plan here, so let's see what Tassadar can bring to the table. He's going up against Bomber right now. At the GSTL, FXOpen vs StarTale, Power Starting to the top left, we have the probably most unsuccessful player in the GOMTV studio history. It is
FXO Tassadar.
At least in the new studio. In the old studio, he was like Lucky. He was like decent player, you know. You can rely on him in a pinch.
Yeah, and Heart of the Swarm is just not his game. As I said, a 17% win ratio across all matchups here in the studio. So, like, really not all that great. He's going up against one of the best on the other hand. Starting to the bottom right, we have for StarTale, the last player today. It is
StarTale Bomber.
And Bomber has a 50% win ratio in this matchup, going up against the best Protoss players in Korea, of course.
Yeah, and oftentimes internationally as well.
So, before this match started, when we had a look at the lineup, we asked ourselves, why exactly is Tassadar playing here? Because what I said earlier was not to, like, diss him in any way or, like, speak badly about him, but it's just the fact that he is probably the most unsuccessful player that we've seen in this studio so far. He has won only one single series, and that was against MC, as I said, already in the preseason. That was back in the beta. Since then, he has only lost against all of his opponents that he ever faced. So, can he really do it against Bomber? FXOpen has players like Gumio on the lineup. They have Lucky, for example. Players they could rely upon today, but they decided to go for Tassadar. And there has to be a reason for that.
Yeah, let's talk a little about the map choice. For me, Frost is a map that makes sense for Bomber, because it's a map where he can just do his thing. You can CC first. It's a 4-player map. It's big. He's doing that. And I think Tassadar, the thing is, sitting Tassadar on this map is weird, because Tassadar usually wants to play on a 2-player map, so he can hit his timings and be aggressive like he normally does. Protoss versus Zerg is pretty good for Tassadar, I feel, on this map, but why would you expect the Zerg to play on Frost? It's one of the, in my opinion, worst maps for Zerg in the pool. And, you know, they're cross spawns here. And this is something that Tassadar scouts right away. And he's actually just going to play a macro game. So far, it looks that way. He scouts. He doesn't send anything else out. He looks poised to take a Nexus at the natural.
Would be pretty ballsy, actually, of him to go into a macro game against Bomber. But he goes for the expansion here, and as you already said with the cross position, it also makes sense for him to go into a macro game, since if you go for any kind of very super aggressive style, the only thing that Bomber has to do is throw down a couple of bunkers here.
You know, it's you can never put it past him to go for a 2-base timing as well.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a Bomber, what do you expect? You see that you're up against Tassadar, and you know that Tassadar is a guy who really likes to go for his timings for aggressive strategy. So you will make an effort to scout, to make sure that you know exactly what's coming, and that you will have your bunkers ready if need be. So I would be, let's just say I would be surprised if Bomber is being caught off guard here.
This is a really good proxy location, by the way. It's at behind the natural
and
of a
base.
base.
It's also one that is known, but is not going to be scouted by the SCV here.
I think this is actually
just this position SCV.
I think this is just the best proxy location he could have chosen. It's the least likely to be scouted.
And he goes for the Twilight.
Yeah. I really like this. It could definitely catch Bomber off guard. I hope, actually, instead of DTs, he goes for Blink Stalkers, because I think that's more effective for this map. And against Bomber, usually he makes a turret. And he checks the normal location. But behind the natural, I don't think he's going to check that. It's just far enough away, but in a place where you wouldn't expect. I really think it's the best place for him to hide it. And he sends the probe away. He's going Blink Stalkers, and, you know, I think this is the best choice for him. Yeah. There's the Blink.
Stalkers, here we come. It's not the Inca Memorial build. We do not see a Dark Shrine and DTs. He's going for the Blink upgrade. It has not been scouted. Bomber does not know about it just yet. And Tassadar is doing his thing again.
And this is what he's good at, actually, is doing things like this. Bomber with a very late stim, and no scouting information whatsoever. This is, you know, looking decent for Tassadar here. It's all going to be about his micro, which he's very good at that.
Engineering Bay coming up. Tassadar, of course, is going to, or Bomber is going to build one of those missile turrets so that he has the detection here, at least have the option in the game, and also, of course, the faster upgrades. The bunker at the front. He has 13 Marines so far, but he needs to be careful here.
Yeah, no Marauders whatsoever. He hasn't even started the first one yet. He's making only Marines. He wants to hit a Marine timing here, and he's not going to be happy with
5 gates are coming up.
I'm really liking Tassadar's chances here, Keldor. He has a very forward warping point coming up right now as well. There's only one bunker.
There's not a lot of scouting information for Bomber. We don't see a scan go down or anything like that.
He's got no idea.
He has no clue.
This is the worst way to play against Tassadar. Okay, there's the scan. Misses the gates. Knows nothing. He may actually, if he puts a second scan on natural, I wouldn't blame him. Because
here comes the second bunker and the third bunker. He immediately throws those bunkers in. Cancels only one. He's waiting, and Tassadar is on the way. Tassadar is going for his timing. He has Blink nearly completed. No high ground vision just yet. There's a bunker on the high ground too. Bunker on the high ground. The Mothership Core is coming in. That will grant the high ground vision that he needs to blink into the main base. We have 22 Marines. Stim is only halfway done. Marauder production started.
He stopped production of the turret because he was ready to go. And here we go. Stalkers are shown. Will he go to the main? He needs to. One bunker in the main base is not enough. He's going to need a lot more than that. The bunker is not complete.
Oh, the bunker doesn't. Yes, it does complete. It does complete. He needs to get the Marauder in there. But the bunker is down, the SCV not repairing. And here comes the time warp on the ramp, of course, slowing down everything. He's with his back to the ropes, blinking there, doing a decent job at that, saving his units, but the bunkers at the natural are still intact.
Those blinks could have been a lot better, though, on the other hand, Keldor, and he needs to make sure he blinks at the perfect angle. Not right now, he could not blink up, certainly not.
This is like blinking into a chainsaw if he does that.
Yeah, well said. I think... that first blink was his best chance. And now he's going to try to force his way at the natural. On the other hand, Mothership Core very exposed right now. Does save it. Needs to be targeting some SCVs. No, actually does get the bunker.
He gets the bunker. Another bunker is being repaired already. We have a lot of units here on the other hand for Bomber. Here comes the second time.
This is a great position. He blinks in. He targets the Marauders. The Marines very low on hit points. Still slowed here a little bit. Now we can start to blink away the SCV pull very late.
Stim was done in the fight, and Bomber just repels this attack. Stim is done. Medivacs on the way. Army supply in favor of the Terran player currently. And Tassadar is struggling.
Running out of time. He's running out of time here. He targets the bunker down. It's not going to be enough. He blinks away, and that should be it.
Here come those Stalkers. The Medivacs with the support. The Stim is there. The Pylon could be attacked. He killed so many Stalkers already. Bomber on his way to victory here. +1 attack is nearly completed.
There it is.
More Medivacs coming in.
And now he can just stim and chase. There's no reason to be scared anymore. Even if Tassadar blinks in the main, it's not going to matter. More Medivacs come out here, and that is going to be the win that Bomber expected here.
This
Holds the blink all in.
Too much DPS. Way too much DPS. And this attack has failed. 32 officers against 43 against the Terran player with double orbital for the mules as well. The tech is much better for Bomber right now. He has 4 Medivacs already. The Medivac production still continuing here. And it does not look good for Tassadar. It doesn't look good for FXOpen. They will have to go to the ace match if Tassadar not suddenly pulls off some kind of miracle.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, this is a good idea. His execution, on the other hand, his micro in the main base was poor. He had his Stalker sitting there shooting at a depot for all of 10 seconds, you know, that's not what you want to be doing, picking Marines off. Yeah, he needed more forward pylons, he was doing that too, but his multitasking there lacked a little bit. And sad to say it for Tassadar, but this game is over. Adding 3-4 gases at 12 minutes, your opponent's got Stim +1, Medivacs, combat shields on the way, 3rd command center. Don't think so.
Drop play, everything. I mean, everything that Bomber does right now puts him farther and farther ahead in the game. And Tassadar is just trying. He's struggling. He wants to do something. But I don't even know if he has units back at home that can defend against the drop. I just think he has to use the warp in now. And charge coming up, but I don't know what Tassadar can do here.
He can be happy he gave it a good try. That's about all he can do here. He's going to get so many kills. There's no warp, and there it is, very late. Already gets several kills, forces the units off the line. And the Stalkers here, he's trying to intercept them, but he won't be able to. They have Blink.
And even those Stalkers that he just warped in are just being chased.
Why did he warp in Stalkers here?
Well, he blinks forward the rest of it and saves a few of them, but here comes the rest of the army. I mean, Bomber is on his way.
He's got no Mothership Core, he's got no Overcharge, no Time Warp. This is going to hit him like a hammer hitting a steel.
This is going to be brutal. I mean, this is...
GG. He doesn't even try it.
Yeah, Tassadar is looking at it as like, yeah, I'm not going to get slaughtered. Yeah, I already know this is going in. It's the ace match, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we will have the ace match. And now the question on everyone's mind is, who is StarTale going to send out? Because it's either going to be the guy who just took that easy win, or it's going to be Life. The only other person who maybe could come out is Curious, but I mean...
No. It's going to be either Life. I don't think we're going to see Curious. Life or Bomber. I don't think anyone else would make a lot of sense here. And for Joya, I mean, he talked about it earlier. He said, like, Gumiho is definitely one of the candidates that he will think about sending out. He actually said, like, it's most likely going to be Gumiho, but he might change... Yeah, he might change his opinion, you know, after what we saw today. I don't know.
I could see, the only reason I would see Curious is if you think you're going against Leenock and you think Curious can beat Leenock in a ZVZ, but better than Life could. But then if you think about it that way, why not just send Bomber to TVZ? But Gumiho, if he comes out here, I'm not sure how much I actually like that choice. I'd honestly rather see even Avenge than see Gumiho right now with how Gumiho's been playing.
I've been thinking about who I would like to see rather, if I would like to see Life or Bomber now. The thing about Life is, it's a mindset issue. If you send Life out and he's not too over-eager and doesn't try too hard, but really just focuses on the basics and what he does best, then I feel he can take the game. With Bomber, you have the other issue. Does he really want to save a couple of the strategies for BlizzCon?
Here's my feeling. Life's probably not feeling so great after he lost, and he comes out fist pumping and it's all exciting. Bomber, on the other hand, just his momentum's going because he just took an easy win that he expected, and he's probably feeling pretty good. And he just won. He's very fresh. He just played. He's warmed up. I think I would send Bomber out here. I think he's the safer choice. It's hard to predict who StarTale sends, though.
I would like to see Life, just because I think he's hungry now. I think he was not too happy losing against Seed earlier, and I feel he's probably going to be okay. I want to have that win. But both choices are good. I mean, either Bomber or Life, both choices are great. The question is, I feel more, really, do you want to save something with BlizzCon? Are you afraid that there might be a situation where you show something at BlizzCon? Most players have enough build orders to not make that happen. But Bomber said in one of the last team matches that we had already that he is going out last because he doesn't really want to show his playstyle right now.
Yeah.
So maybe he talks to the coach and says, do you mind if I don't play now?
Exactly.
I mean, today was also last, and I feel this was one of the reasons, because if you're the last player, there's a high chance that you don't even have to play.
Which is probably the same reason why Tassadar was also last.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just very clear, you know, if you go last, you have the least chance of coming out
But
of everybody
Bomber
else.
is nothing if not a team player, so if the coach says, you know what, I need you right now, Bomber's last person on the planet, he would say, like, no, I'm not going to do it, so...
There's really strong arguments for both players, honestly. Yeah. It's hard to say. I really feel like it comes down to the player's personal feeling about the matter, and both players are going to tell the coach what they think, and he's going to make a choice.
I feel the tougher choice is actually Choya's.
Yeah, I mean, because Gumiho, I don't. To me, it's just a situation where you send Gumiho, you're like, we put Gumiho who's doing okay in the team like out against one of the best players in the world, or you send Leenock out against one of the best players in the world, or even Avenge, but I think might have a better shot.
I feel actually sending Leenock out would probably not the worst choice here.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you go into a ZVZ, Leenock is a good player. If they send out Bomber, then you have a really good Zerg player against a guy who doesn't really like to go up against Zergs. So I feel with Leenock you have a safer choice. But at the same time, you probably will have to slap him once and be like, okay, today, serious play, like, not like the last couple of matches that you shown, for example, in the Challenger League.
I think a lot of people are wondering, lucky, but I'm thinking that today, no.
Nah.
Not today.
Not as the ace right now. Choya knows exactly how important this match is. Because if FXOpen wins this, then Choya could be in a lot of trouble with FXOpen, since Seoul has the chance to actually close the distance.
Yeah, it's true. So this is actually a really important one, and we're going to see the reveal.
All right. Who are they going to send out? FXOpen.
Leenock at the top left.
Life going for StarTale.
Life and Hurricane. Alright, so we didn't talk about Hurricane very much, but unfortunately for Hurricane, he now has to play against Life. Again, the Protoss killer.
Yeah.
And
Hurricane is a solid choice.
We used to call him the wildcard Protoss because he would come out and snipe, he would come out last sometimes, he would do crazy things, make crazy wins that nobody expected, but
I stand to what I said. I think that Leenock would have been the better choice, since the two players that you expect from StarTale are Life or Bomber. But one of the two. And Leenock is a solid choice against both. He's good at ZVZ, he's a player who can definitely take down Life, even though it's not going to be easy, but he is someone who can accomplish that. And he's also good against Bomber. So I feel that would have been a really solid choice. With Hurricane, you suddenly now have the situation where Life says, alright, I lost against Seed, but I'm going to show you guys now why my Zerg vs Protoss is amongst the best in the entire world, if not the best. I'm going to show you right now the last game. That was not how I play. I am hungry. I want this win. I want to show everybody what I'm made of.
I think, you know, the Korean camera here jumps to Life, because I mean, Leenock, because I think a lot of people are expecting maybe him instead. And Hurricane against Bomber, I think like that's must have been what they were thinking, because Hurricane actually can play a really good cross versus Terran. He knows how to get to the late game. He knows Bomber's style. But as it turns out, I think the choice for FXOpen ends up being a slightly unlucky one.
Yeah, he also lost to Life. I mean, it was a while back. It was in April in the indoor martial arts game in Korea. There was like a tournament where he played against him and lost. It was a while back, of course, granted, but still. I feel that StarTale, looking at this, is going to feel very confident.
I think so too. And even after Life took a loss earlier, like you said, he's probably motivated by that more than anything else, because that's how Life is. No matter how short he cut his hair last time he got it cut. Have you noticed that? His hair is pretty short. Much shorter than usual.
I think he looks pretty normal. Like, I don't know. I don't see a difference.
I noticed it.
We should ask his girlfriend.
I wonder if she's here. I didn't see.
I don't think she's here today.
So don't distract me. I'm practicing right now.
Just for the... Yeah, I think they were expecting Bomber.
Yeah, I think so too. That's what makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think that's why they sent Hurricane out here. I don't think they really expected him. I think they gambled here a little bit, and instead of going for the safer choice, they went for a direct sniper. But Hurricane is a player who can make things happen. It's the ace match, ladies and gentlemen, here at the GSTL Round 2 Season 2 2013 StarTale versus FXOpen, with Life going up against Hurricane in the ace match of the series, brought to you by Colin Wolf.